The gatehouse, which leads into the church, is very, very narrow. And then you sort of walk down into the church yard.
You don't know what you're walking into. People work nearby for years and years, and they don't know that it's here.
You come in and are suddenly hit with one of the few survivals from early medieval London.
I started coming here about 16 years ago, and then I was just sort of pulled in, I suppose. And it's so beautiful. It's rather breathtaking.
Well, this is one of the most astonishing places in the world historically. You've got solid Norman columns standing, all around us that go up to Gothic, late medieval windows. You've got a 14th century prior's tomb that looks across at a Renaissance and Reformation tomb of one of Elizabeth I's Chancellor of the Exchequer. You've got a 19th century screen that looks out over the pulpit where John Wesley preached in the 18th century. You've got a Damien Hirst sculpture of St. Bartholomew, skinned alive. Damien Hirst given it a twist, he's holding a scalpel. And it's a link of the hospital and the church and the saint after which we're both named. One of our plans is to build a second level to the cloister, or rebuild it. There always used to be one, you can see the little mark. But actually to be able to have rooms here where people can seek psychological help, engaging with people's mental health as we recover from this pandemic. Boy, is that needed here in this corner of the City of London.
There's a kind of spiritual fit with the architecture, almost a mental, spiritual sense of calm and ease. There is a sort of certain time travel quality about it, because you could be at any time really in the last 300 or 400 years.
This is a church that draws you in.
There's something that gets absorbed in the stones, whether it's prayer or love, community, or just life. And that memory, I'm convinced, sort of somehow gets into the place. We are really fortunate to have a fantastic professional choir and a director of music.
We have a terrifically positive, vibrant musical tradition that we're upholding, and a fantastic professional choir. But one of the real sad things here is that we have no proper pipe organ, and we have the remnants of a pipe organ which has remained silent for 10 or more years. Now with this 900th anniversary, we have the opportunity to really move things forward and actually have a proper pipe organ in the City of London again. Well, we've been talking for quite some time to an American organ builder, and they would build what we would call as an American symphonic organ. And that instrument is a result of traditions from England, Germany, France, all sort of moulded into a grand sort of symphonic instrument in America. And what we recognise is that style of instrument would just suit perfectly, and there would be nothing like it anywhere else in the UK.
One of the other really exciting projects that's coming up is to open up the Triforium. It's currently completely unused. What we hope is that it might become an education centre, a museum space, a place that can actually tell the story of 900 years of this part of London, of this church.
It's a living, breathing place, and our job as the parishioners and worshippers here is to make sure that in 900 years' time, others can enjoy it as well.
This is the only hospital in the United Kingdom that has an actual church as its chapel. As chaplain, I would support staff and patients, basically anybody who comes within the grounds and the walls of the hospital. But it's also very much a working parish. So every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, we're doing a family service.
They were putting together the nativity play, and they actually just needed some more actors. And I said, oh, well, you could bring our children along.
And there's lots of kids there, and it's very interactive. Kids can go up to the altar and help prepare.
It felt that they were making a real effort at this church. They were making a real effort to say, we want families involved.
This is a very old church, and it has a lot of history. And it's very special.
It's seen so much, so many events have happened, and the church is still standing.
But as you might see behind me, we've got paint peeling off the walls and we've got a lot of space that isn't used to its fullest potential. So there are ways and means that we can actually make this place better utilised by both church and hospital. But again, all of that takes money and hard work and effort.